right, it looks like we have an update in this Shannon Sharpe lawsuit. It looks like we also have the answer to why Shannon Sharpe offered the young lady $10 million and why she did not take the $10 million and then asked for $50 million in exchange. Now, if you've been keeping up to date with this Shannon Sharpe situation, make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe. And me, I'm your boy What's Up G, back with another banger. Let's get into this, y'all. Now, in my last video, we went over how it was actually two accusers. We thought it was just one. We thought it was just this 20-year-old girl that Shannon Sharpe met at the age of 19. But we went on to find out in my last video that it was two accusers. He was actually accused for the same thing in 2010 when he was with CBS by a young lady named Michelle Bundy. Yeah, Michelle Bundy. Not the Michelle that we heard in the video that went viral. I'm talking about a different Michelle. Now, this Michelle, he actually dated when he was with CBS in 2010, but on to these updates. Now, we were hearing over the last few days that a couple audios would be coming out, but we actually heard that a bombshell video may be coming out. But we have an update on that from the 19-year-old girl's attorney, Tony Busby, as reported by TMZ Sports. It has been revealed that they have no plans to post the footage on social media as it is key evidence in her $50 million lawsuit against the former NFL star. Quote unquote, the only reason why you know about the existence of the video recording is that Mr. Sharpe specifically referenced it in his BS statement, end quote, by Tony Busby. So basically, Tony Busby saying here that he was going to keep all this stuff behind closed doors. He ain't want everybody to know, Tony Busby being Tony Busby. Now, if you don't know, the reason why Shannon Sharpe is calling it a shakedown is because behind closed doors, Tony Busby was showing him all this stuff. And then Shannon Sharpe was probably saying, all right, I'll give you $10 million to go ahead, get out my face. Now, with that, the 19-year-old accuser, who is now 20's attorney, Tony Busby, went on to say, quote unquote, again, Sharpe and his team disclosed that, not us. Sharpe himself was offered on more than one occasion to view it himself. He declined. We never made any claims or threats about it and won't do so. So basically saying he was about to show Shannon Sharpe the tapes that he knew he had behind closed doors. And I think that's kind of weird too, because throughout this whole situation, it seems like Shannon Sharpe was really green. He was acting a little wild in this whole situation, because she was setting him up with the tapes and everything, recording them. And what do you mean they have access to the tapes and now Shannon Sharpe doesn't have access to these tapes? So you mean this is an OF model who has access to your tapes that you made with her and you don't have access to it? I think this is like a crazy situation for Shannon Sharpe, but let's keep going. The 20-year-old girl's attorney, Tony Busby, went on to say, quote unquote, and no, he added, we won't be releasing the video as it is key evidence in the $50 million case and will be treated as such. Now, with that, it kind of makes you think, because Tony Busby, don't get me wrong, he's a slimy attorney. He's one of the worst attorneys you've ever heard of that goes after black athletes. So you kind of don't like anything involving him with sleight of hand. But at this point, it's so much stuff coming out, we got to sit back and see. Now, after being hit with the lawsuit, the ESPN personality's legal team accused the plaintiff of secretly recording an encounter with the intention of editing and misrepresenting it for the use in her case against him. Shannon Sharpe's legal team would go on to say, quote unquote, in her effort to extract large financial settlements, Jane Doe presented Shannon Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of an encounter, the statement read. He also went on to say, we believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Jane Doe has refused to provide a copy of the full unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team, which also raised a few more eyebrows, because you got to remember, we dealing with Tony Busby. Tony Busby is somebody that we look at like a sneaky little snake. Don't get me wrong. So you have a edited version of a tape that you most likely showed the courts, showed Shannon Sharpe's legal team to move forward with the case, but you won't show the full unedited version, which is like, if you don't got nothing to hide, why wouldn't you share the unedited version? Why are you holding all this stuff as if the edited version came out, and then you're actually trying to force Shannon Sharpe to then give you the money that you're asking for, as if you're playing cat and mouse with him? It seems a little weird, and we can't give Tony Busby an inch. It's like, Tony Busby, you got to literally prove it to me. Like, if I don't mind women coming forward, but when you get a lawyer like Tony Busby, it's going to put a stain on what you trying to do. But like I said, we got to sit back and watch all this stuff and let it play out in the courts. Now let's keep going. Now, with more shocking news, we have Michelle Evans coming out. Yes, Michelle Evans. Now remember, this ain't the same Michelle from the tape. This is Michelle Evans from 2010. She worked at CBS, and she was also Shannon Sharpe's lover. She came out with a statement saying, quote unquote, "I was triggered, totally triggered." Michelle Evans, now 52, said of Sharpe's denials, "I believed her right away. How could you not after going through what I've been through?" Now, with that being said, it's looking a little shaky, because now both of the allegations are pretty much saying the same thing. Michelle Evans said that she was dealing with Shannon Sharpe, and when she came out with other allegations about him having infidelity, he got very aggressive with her and made her do some non-consensual things. Now we have this young girl coming out with the same type of allegations, saying that she came to Shannon Sharpe about the other Michelle, not the Michelle Bundy from 2010, the Michelle from the tape. And when she came to him about that Michelle, he got very aggressive and did some non-consensual things. With both of these cases looking the same, it's actually giving some credence, and it's giving the case some legs to stand on, to the point where we got to sit back and let it all play out. You have some people saying like, "Oh no, you should just back him. I don't care what's going on." Me personally, I'm not backing nobody with these type of charges being levied against them. What I will do is sit back and let it all play out, and Shannon Sharpe will have his day in court, because I think it's kind of weird that he ended up getting let go by CBS for the same reason with Michelle Bundy, and now he's getting let go of ESPN for the same reason with this 19-year-old OF model. Now, I'm not saying that Shannon Sharpe is guilty of anything, but I am saying that Shannon Sharpe may be a little stupid. Nah, not even a maybe, man. I'm saying, like, people who got that bag, who ran up that bag, he is top 3 stupidest people we know. Yeah. To get yourself caught up in the same situation with a 19-year-old OF model is insane, my boy. Yeah, you just as dumb as you look. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, we actually have the reason why Shannon Sharpe was offering the young lady the $10 million, and then why the $10 million got pulled off the table. Now, allegedly, initially, the $10 million was being put out there because he didn't want his actual orientations to be thrown out there. But when they got put out there within the text that he likes different parts of his body played with, I'll say, right? Everything was off the table. He came out and said his statement, and then when he said his statement, Tony Busby and their side came out with their stuff, and now we got one pile of poop. One big pile of poop. They came out and said his orientations and some of the things that he likes, which he was offering the $10 million because he actually didn't want that stuff to come out. But now that it's out, he's saying his piece, trying to defend himself, and now it's just one big mess. Now, like I said in the last update, I'm not taking no sides. I'm not defending him. I'm not going at the girl. The only part that I feel like with the girl is a little shaky is that she went and got the attorney Tony Busby, who we know is a squeaky little shaky little snake, man. I don't trust nothing about Tony Busby. And the other part that I do say about this case is I kind of look at Shannon Sharpe like, you supposed to be smarter than this. You look down on people and you sit around and talk about people like Wendy Williams, and then here you are doing the dumbest thing possible. You talk to Chad Ochocinco like he's the dumb one. He's the dumb counterpart within the group. Like, yeah, he might be going through a little divorce, but he don't got no situations like this where he was fired from CBS and fired from ESPN for the same type of situation. And then with the second situation, you dealing with a 19-year-old and you on the other side of 50 getting closer to 60. That is insane, my boy. Now, I do got to grind you up about that, but everything else we going to let play out in the courts. I'm going to keep giving y'all these deep dives. I'm going to keep giving y'all the facts, and I'm going to let y'all draw your conclusions. Now, let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Do y'all think Shannon Sharpe is innocent in this situation? Do y'all want to sit back and let the facts play themselves out? Me personally, I ain't got too many opinions on actually what happened. I just have an opinion on how stupid he is for being in this situation. Now, if you want to learn more about the second accuser, not just the 19-year-old girl, we have a whole nother situation with a second accuser from 2010 whose case is still open, and it's very similar to Shannon Sharpe's. We do a deep dive on it. I'm going to have it popping up on the screen right here. Just click right here and you'll learn all about this situation and everything going forward. Also, if you like these deep dives and you like these commentary type videos, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. It makes all the difference as we're on the road to 1 million subscribers. I know we can do it, and I know y'all gonna hold me down. So once again, it's your boy What's Up G. If ain't nobody told you they love y'all, I love y'all. I'm out, y'all.